Lisa Calderon, and I am Chief of Staff for Councilwoman Candy Sedabaca. You know, for growing up with my Mexican mother's family, we didn't have a lot of role models in terms of that were portrayed in schools, and so it wasn't until I saw kind of like her body of artwork, and my grandmother was an artist, and so to be able to have our culture opened up through the eyes of a woman was really one of the first artists that I saw besides my grandmother was Frida. I think women and Latinas are breaking barriers now more than ever, and we have to be able to show that we stand on the shoulders of women like Frida, who dare to be opinionated, to not conform to patriarchy and the colonialist constructs of beauty and status, but instead to be powerful and with our voices and unapologetic. And so basically we're carrying on a tradition from women like her. Being a Black Latina, this is the intersection that we're really talking about. You know, Black Lives Matter isn't separate from Indigenous lives that matter. And we're really struggling for common humanity and human rights in a continuation of a struggle that has gone back generations. So, I think the framing of our struggle today is really important, that we reach back into history. It informs us, we learn from it, and it's really important that we create something new as well. And so these intersections of Black Lives Matter, of Indigenous people struggle, Mexican people struggle to be heard, to be valued, to be seen. In Denver, the majority of the people who actually have been killed by police have been Latinx people. And so we call it recentering of the margins, which means you take those who are on the periphery of society, their voices have not been heard, and we shine the spotlight on a particular group. So right now it's being shown on Black folks, and we can learn from that. Next time, Indigenous people, Mexican people, it doesn't take away from any of those struggles. We are all together in this struggle. Well, having a daughter who identifies as Black, Mexican, and Navajo, it's really important for me as a mother for her to be able to see me as a strong woman and Candy and what she stands for in politics, because we didn't have that growing up necessarily. We didn't see our images in politics, and in order to believe that you can achieve it, it's important to see it. And so that's why it was important to me to sit down and talk with you all, because I know I'm not just talking to the filmmakers, I'm talking to young women of color who can see our path to say it's absolutely possible to be in politics, to still remain yourself, to have your voice, and to be true to your culture. I had a young Latina organizer from Montbello say, Lisa, how do we get heard? We don't speak the fancy words that they use in the boardrooms or that politicians will listen to. And I said, you know what? After having 4 degrees, including a law degree and a doctorate, they still don't listen to you if they don't want to. So that, erase the credentials from it. Speak to the people. And regardless if you have a degree or not, a diploma or not, you know your story better and your community story better than those people ever will. And so be the expert in your own life, and that will get your message heard because it will be from an authentic place. Frida's beauty is our beauty. That I can look at her and see the, the Mexican, the indigenous, and the black in her look. The waviness and thickness of her hair, her brows, even the female mustache. These are our people. This is our beauty. And, we have to look at the way that our culture portrays our women and hold them in esteem, because we in the mainstream media often still don't see women who look like us. So I look to Frida for many things: political, intellectual, art and culture, but also for women's beauty.